Okay, so my name is Larry Skinner. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for FlexKom America, Incorporated. We are headquartered in Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. As we say on pretty much every call, this is an open office, so if you want to drop by and say hi, feel free to do so. We're about 20 minutes from the Strip. And in general, if you just have a small party, 2 or 3 people, that's fine. Just drop by. If you're going to have more than 3 people, please send us an email. We have had it in the past where over 100 people showed up out of the blue. So we basically want to know that you're coming if you have more than a couple people in your group. So send an email to americansupport@flexkom.com, and we will accommodate you here in the office. The information for the office can be had by sending an email to americansupport@flexkom.com. I want to, and a little bit of housekeeping, I want to do this real quick, is that in your back office we have people writing in to us. This is one of the most asked questions over the last 24 hours. If you go into your back office and you are looking at the extras section over there, I'm pulling this up so I can see this and say it right, so hold on for one moment. So you look under extras and you see Flex Intro. Flex Intro is not for America. Flex Intro is talking about things for Europe and Russia and all that. That's not for America. We're talking about things in America. America is a special case, and we have our own special programs. So the programs that you see in Flex Intro are not for the United States of America. The Flex Start program, that's not for America. The FlexKom with the C, that's not for America, and so forth. Currently, we're shipping 4S terminals, POS 4S terminals. We already received emails about what Volker was talking about on his webinar, which is why the webinar is not visible on Power to Change. On Power to Change, we are only going to put up things that are American-centric. That 5M terminal that Volker was talking about is not available in America. Let me repeat. The 5M terminal is not available in America. Will it be available in America? Possibly, down the road after it gets UL and CE certification. But focus on what you got now. There's 2,500 terminals sitting in garages around the United States right now. Put those terminals into merchants so you can generate some revenue. Don't worry about things to come. Don't worry about products that they talked about that you won't have possibly for months. Don't focus on that. Focus on the terminals that you have in your own garage. Place those at merchants right now. Those 4S, POS 4S terminals are good for years to come. They can be updated and upgraded over the Internet through Wi-Fi. So try to focus and say, I'm not going to sign up anybody until I get a 5M terminal. That's fine. Somebody like Larry Holcomb, who's on this call, will tell you that he will take your bacon. Larry will be taking your bacon if you're sitting there waiting for the 5M or the 10P or the 40S terminal come out, that's your business plan, then you're going to be sitting back and watching somebody else sign up your warm market, close the people that you know. All right, so once again, the things that you see under in your back office, under extras, you'll see Flex Intro. That does not relate to the United States of America. Anytime you see any terminal other than the POS 4S terminal, that is not for the United States of America. It's for other places. Once again, the United States of America has more rules than all the other countries put together. That's my opinion. And so when you're trying to get a new product to come into the United States of America, it takes a lot longer because it has to go through a lot more legal channels and the United Labs and then Consumer Electronics Labs before it's certified. So everything takes a lot longer to get here from anywhere else in the world, and that is true of this 5M terminal. Have no idea when it's going to get here. Can't even assure you 100% that it is going to get here. It has to pass through all these different approval processes that are government processes that move at government speed. Have no idea how long the UL will take and CE will take to approve them. So focus on the near term, what's here, and build with what you've already got in your garage. There's 2,500 terminals out there. Place those. All right, so we have a great day here. This is the eve before the August 23rd event in Orlando, Florida. So right now, just like we've been doing all this week and we'll be doing for the next couple of weeks, we only want to talk to people that are having an event. And first, we want to talk to anybody like George K. or Gary Elvis Britt or Michael Livingston, anybody that's doing this event tomorrow. So hold on for one moment. Okay, so the only people we want to have hit *6 would be George K., Gary Elvis. Go ahead. All right, so they may be in a meeting because I know that they're having a kind of a dinner event right about now, so they may not be available, so I'll cover their event for them, and if they do come in, they can clarify it and say it better than I can. But there is an event tomorrow in Orlando, Florida. Country Manager Bill Resides is there, and part thrown in at no additional cost to this event is certification. So if you have a brand new person, brand new prospect that wants to join this opportunity, get them to this event. They can sign up there at the event. There'll be computers there for them to sign up, and they can get certified right there at the event, certified by none other than Mr. Bill Resides, the country manager. We're talking about a dynamic person with a dynamic attitude that is pro-FlexKom. He wears our stripes in his eyes and in his heart, so you definitely want to get there. And if you want to sign up for this, there may still be some seating available. I believe there is. The pricing has gone up from the early bird pricing to the full door pricing. So you're going to go to FlexOrlando.com, FlexOrlando.com, so FlexOrlando.com. The early bird pricing is done, and now we're at the full pricing, which is $49. Now, for that $49, you're going to a great location. This is a private country club, a private club, the Citrus Club in Orlando. It is a beautiful club. I've been in Orlando many a time in my different existences as in different jobs that I've had, and so you really want to go there in general. It's a beautiful place. The meals are great, and you're paying $49. You're getting a meal with this. You're going into a private, exclusive club, and really is something worthwhile, worth your time, just for the venue, just for the place that it is. But it is a great place with a lot of things going on. So Country Manager Bill Resides is going to be there. You're also going to have Jason Marks is going to be there, as well as Mike Livingston, Gary Elvis Britt. We're talking about George K. and Ron Jenner, the comedian Ron Jenner, is going to be there. It's definitely worth your time to get there. Hands-on training, new tools, DMR opportunity, merchant presentations at this, role-playing. You got to get there. So that's $49. The address, I believe I have it here, is the Citrus Club, and that address is, it's kind of hard for me to see on this. It's, let me see if I can pull back out and pull that in. There it is. It's 255 South Orange Avenue, 18th floor, in Orlando, Florida, and this is the Citrus Club, an exclusive private club. For $49, you're getting a meal and an incredible presentation from leadership from the southern sector there. Jason Marks. You're also getting Gary Elvis Britt. Eric Stinnett's going to be there. George K. is going to be there. Michael Livingston. Of course, Jason Marks, Ron Jenna, and our country manager, Mr. Bill Resides. You have to get there. You absolutely have to get there. If you know anybody that lives in that area, get them there. If they're still prospects, this is a great place for them to go, get signed up, and also get certified. The certification is thrown in at no additional cost. That's because Bill Resides is there, and he's more than certified to certify you and your people. So you definitely want to get him there. It's from noon to 7 p.m. tomorrow, so that's noon to 7 p.m. local time, Eastern Standard Time, and so you really want to get there. George would tell you about the different things that he's doing, but all those different things can be connected to via nextlevelteam.net. So just go to nextlevelteam.net, and you can engage with George K. and all the things that he does. He does a great job. He is a great leader, and you want to follow this man because he's going to help you build your organization. So you really want to be there. On Mondays, George K., speaking about George K., has a biz op. That is from 5:30 to 6 p.m., and it's the phone number for that biz op is 712-432-1500. That's 712-432-1500, and the participant code is 190999#. So the participant code for that biz op Monday, 5:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern, is 190999#. You definitely want to be there for that. And let's see, he also has a meeting on, looks like Monday again, and that's at 1615 Forum Place, Suite 500, and that's in West Palm Beach, Florida. And you want to text to him to basically sign up for that. And the number that you want to text to is 772-201-3259. That's 772-201-3259. Text your information there, and George will get back with you. Right now, I believe they're at a dinner function, a pre-event function, and then tomorrow, fantastic event in Orlando, Florida. That Orlando team is great. That Tampa core team is great, and you're going to get a great presentation from that group as always. Okay, now, once again, we're not talking about anything other than the United States, and all we're talking about right now is in the United States. If you're having a meeting this coming up week or this weekend, go ahead and hit *6, and we'll do these one at a time. Meetings only, no questions.
Ready?
Okay, Alex, go ahead.
Yes, 2174 Nostrand Avenue, second floor, Brooklyn, New York, 11210. This is Financial Services Office on second floor, on Triangle in Brooklyn, intersection Flatbush Avenue, Nostrand Avenue, and Avenue H, close to this place. And my cell phone, to everybody who is listening, 718-501-3062. Thank you.
Oh, do the cell phone one more time.
Tuesday, 7 p.m., the main story.
Okay.
And each Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the evening.
Okay, and give your cell phone number one more time, please.
718-501-3062.
Fantastic, Alex. Thank you very much. Okay, I know Larry Holcomb is on. So, Larry, you want to come in and talk about the Caffeine Addicts event that you had yesterday? How was that?
Oh, Larry, it was awesome. We had 18 people there. Some of them drove as far as 100 miles. A couple of them did. Some drove about 60. But Bill Reside was there, and Bill gave us a few highlights of what's he can't tell us what's happening, but he can tell us the anticipation of what's coming and got us all excited. But great event. He kept talking about the October 19th event, the road tour that him and Parker's going to do. But, I get tired of everybody saying they're excited, but I'm excited. But we had a great meeting. We talked about we've had our merchant agreements. I think they've almost doubled in the last 2.5 to 3 weeks in the Chattanooga, North Georgia area. I added actually 4 to my list this morning. 2 of those we've just sent agreements in, and 2 have just been lit up on the app. But then I take that list and pass it out to all my existing merchants so they can show the FlexKom customers, because a lot of them have the Flex card right now app. They don't see them, but I use it as a selling tool. Now, you're talking about making it easy to sell. When you've got 21 merchants in your area, you show that to a merchant. He scans down through there and looks and says, oh, I know them. Well, if they're in, I'm in. Or at least you recognize them. If they trust it, I trust it. And it just gets easier and easier, Larry.
Fantastic. Well, keep up the great work. Really, the efforts that you're putting out are fantastic, and we hope to get other people with that same giving spirit that you have to assist other partners and other DMRs and merchants around the country. Now, we normally have like a shortened call today. We don't have a lot of people on this call because Fridays are normally kind of people are heading out to do different things. But what we want to talk about, and I know that you subscribe, Larry, to our Power to Change channel, and so you should have gotten an email. Did you get an email about the new video?
Today, let me look and see, but I'm actually playing it. I believe that when you do the channel, they play one right after the other, don't they, Larry?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So when I get on your call at night, I play for at least an hour. I just start with a short one so we can get it completely through. I didn't get that today.
All right. Well, sometimes it waits until like midnight or whatever. It queues up and then it sends out. But you will get a notification, an email notification, because we added the W-9 form. So we have in the playlist, so under the certification playlist, you have pretty much everything that one needs to know in order to sign up a merchant. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I see it. I'll go ahead and watch it now. I try to watch these every night just to raise us up on the what do you call it, SEO or search engine?
Search engine optimization. That's right,
yeah.
SEO.
So,
yeah, Larry's right.
Yeah, I let them run all day sometimes.
Exactly. Every time you watch a video, beginning to end, on our channel, you are helping us rise up. So search engines all over the world, the Google search engine and the ask.com, Yahoo. Every time you watch one of these videos, beginning to end, you help raise us up. Now, we're going to go over this video that Larry's watching right now, and if you want to see this video while we're talking about it, then you want to go to youtube.com, so that's youtube.com. Hopefully you've heard of YouTube. You go to youtube.com, and then you'll see a little search engine at the top, a little search window. You type in Power to Change, POWER, the number 2, CHANGE, so Power to Change. And then when you get there, it's going to look like there's only one video, and that's that Blue Earth video, which is like a 3-minute video that gives you a 30,000-foot view of what FlexKom is. But when you look above the Blue Earth there, you'll see where it says Home, Videos, and then Playlist. If you click on Playlist, then that'll take you to 2 playlists. One is an automatic self-filling playlist, which is the FlexKom Power to Change Your Life. That's the second one. The first one is Certification Series. You want to click on the word Certification Series. You'll see that there's 10 videos in there. And please watch these beginning to end. What we're going to talk about is the one that we just added today, and that is completing the W-9 form. Now, though this is very straightforward, we have already had a couple of questions just in the last 24 hours about the W-9 form. DMRs, independent reps, also called partners, they need to complete a W-9 form. Also, merchants need to complete a W-9 form. That's why this is in that merchant certification pathway playlist. So this walks you through it. We can't coach you on completing it. When you're looking at the W-9, and the way that you find the W-9 form is you open up any old browser. Best if you use something like Chrome or Google or Yahoo, or you just search for irs.gov. That's irs.gov. Once you get to the irs.gov, then you just type in W and then 9 and in that little search window in the upper right-hand corner, and it will take you to the W-9 form. Now, we can't coach you on filling out that W-9 form, but this video shows you that the form that you see there is a 4-page form. Only the first page, that's the only one that you're going to need to fax in to us. The other 3 pages go into excruciating detail on how to fill out that first page. Also, the government, for free, will help you fill it out. You can call them. So when you're over at irs.gov, you'll see phone numbers there. They're available, I think, about 10 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day. So you can call them, and they'll walk you through filling this out. But by IRS.gov, government regulations, we can't walk you through it. We can't tell you how to fill out this form. So use the other 3 pages. They'll help you fill out the form. Also, again, you have the IRS there to help you. So, Larry, with your merchants, I remember when we first were having you sign up, we had a little kind of schism with the W-9 forms. Is that a problem getting the merchant to fill out a W-9?
Oh, no, not at all. The merchants or the DMR signed up a new DMR, yesterday, and they understand they're going to make money, and so does the merchants. So I haven't had a problem at all. I haven't had a problem even with ACH. I haven't had a problem with people giving their Social Security number so far.
Yeah, and one of the things, go ahead.
I haven't. I thought I would get pushed back from the Social Security number, but when you explain to people that they're going to make money, that they have to give a W-9. I said most of you won't get $600 in a year. I hope you do. I hope you get $2,000, but as an average, they're going to get $200 up to $300, which would be a high number. But I mean, they're going to be tickled to get that, especially the waiters and waitresses. Mm-hmm. But they understand. I asked my accountant. I went to see him today, and he said, yes, they are a small business, independent business owner when they fill that out, that they're making money for free, which sounds silly. They can count their travels off for deductions if they give an app away on a trip. Is that okay to say?
Yes, it is. And
too late now.
It's too late. It's already out there. My sister works for the government. She works for the city of Los Angeles. And when I explained this to her, she was like, you guys are like Johnny Appleseed. You're going to be starting thousands of businesses around America. You guys might single-handedly save America because you're starting. Every customer is a business. And we said, right. She's like, that's amazing. That could go. And this is her opinion, and me just repeating her opinion. But she's like, you guys are like Johnny Appleseed, giving people that entrepreneurial spirit. And I was like, I hadn't heard that, but that's a great point.
Well, it's like. When I first started, it was scary. I run into 95 walls because I presented it wrong back in January. And I've learned them. I learned my little skip. But it's fun to walk into a merchant. If you can get to the owner or the manager and you start explaining it to them, I get too excited and I talk too much. So I try to tell them a couple of things and they stop, shut up, and the first one that speaks loses. But I make them ask questions. And when they start asking questions, they lean forward. But you start telling them all. I think now I'm going to quit telling them. This is my theory. Quit telling them about them making the 12% refund from the customers on the first trip, because there's enough here to get them to buy this without even them getting the money back. And then that's going to be my lead in on the second visit. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does, because we talked about this on other calls where you don't want to just it's some people said that was a negative thing to say, but you're kind of throwing up on them. If you give them too much data, you just throw up all this information on them. Their eyes glaze over, and if you look them in the eyes, you're going to see their eyes start to glaze over. You want to throttle back.
But there's enough to pay $950 or more just to own the Apple Bite theft to be found. That's worth giving a small discount alone. Much less the idea that you get to record somebody's name, phone number, and email when they give it to a friend, and in Ringo, Georgia, a friend may in Arizona may be paying you. That first item's enough to pay the discount in the $950. The second one, where they get to email those people, and usually I told the antiques dealer that usually a friend gives it to a friend, they're going to give it to somebody that probably likes antiques. So you've got direct marketing.
Yes.
I mean, so maybe we should charge $950 for each item. We're now up to what, about 12,000?
Yes.
I can't wait now. People laugh. I can't wait to sell it for $950. I can't wait till we get our terminals out, and if we just had 1,000 of those terminals out, guys, you know what that would do? Golly, I'm trying to head a lot up to the United States because it's exciting to me. Because my people are going to travel. If they don't, I'll go for them to California. You spend the money, but this is you just wait and give them that tidbit the second time, and the third time when they're filling out the contract, you save a little nugget and give it to them. Oh my gosh! Then they think they've got something that's worth $10,000.
Absolutely, and that's once again. I mean, you come at this from like a triple point. Not only have you been a customer, not only are you a DMR, an independent rep, but you also are a merchant in with our opportunity here, and you've been a merchant that's tried all those things, the yellow pages, the paying some guy to go and put flyers on windshield wipers. You've done all of that. And for people that have never owned a business, kind of give them a little insight of how much the average business pays to try and get their name out there.
And I'm just glad that God saved me from Groupon, that I didn't have to go through that. But I spend $15,000 a year selling topsoil and manure, guys. I mean, this is crazy, but I'm in the dirt business. But it takes me $40,000 worth of sales to get enough money to pay that $15,000. At the end of the year, I said, I just wish I had that $41,000 and that $15,000 in my pocket. We might have made a little profit this year. But with this, to pay after you've already been paid, I'll pay anybody 5-10% after I've already been paid.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I use the scenario that it's like taking a half a page out in the free press in our local paper on Sunday, and then you only have to pay after they show up, and then you decide how much you want to pay. Better than that, let's give you a page every week. You still only have to pay after they show up and after you put the money in the drawer. Then you decide whether you give 1, 2%, or 5%. That's the best analogy, that I tell them.
And it's a great analogy. It's absolutely accurate. And when for one of the things that especially you brand new people, welcome to the call, that are on this and are going to be listening to the recording of this. A lot of times when we're talking to people, I'm talking to the people that are going to listen to this, do this whole playlist over the course of the next couple of weeks. When you are looking at these merchants, you want to kind of get an understanding of what their life is like. for instance, what's your opinion on what time of day should you approach a merchant?
Oh, that's easy. You, especially for restaurants, and restaurants should be your major target because people recognize them in the community to help you when you go to other places. But merchants, restaurant owners, you don't go except from between 9 and 11, 2 to 4. Don't even waste their time because they're going to be busy. If they're not busy at 10 or 11, they're not going to make it another year anyway, so I'm sorry. But you go between...
Mean but true.
I mean, you can sign them up. This might save their life, but they're going to have to work real hard. And usually their food's bad, so it doesn't matter anyway. Otherwise, they'd be busy. But between 9 and 11 in the morning, and other than that, the bad thing is Bill's call comes in at 10 o'clock, and I waste my best hour listening to his call. But it's a good judgment call. I get a lot out of Bill's call at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Larry, regarding W9 form, is it possible register merchant as an individual with social security number, but not like a business with EIN number?
You could do both. So here's how that works. So when you're filling out that W-9 form, if you actually went to irs.gov, there are at the top of the form, it talks about the various things that you could sign up as. You could sign up as your Social Security number. You could sign up as an EIN, as a C Corp, as a S Corp, and so forth. And the other 3 pages walk you through, are you an LLC? Are you using an EIN number? All those options are on this form. So very good question, Alex. Yes, you can do that.
So from this, we could make a decision that merchant could be a regular person working in some business, but merchant could be considered as a regular personality with social security number and all further from this.
Yes, and we would tell them what you want to do is talk to your tax specialist or call the IRS. It's themselves. There's an 800 number on the website, and they'll tell you. They'll actually listen to you and tell you what your best option is.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect question there. Thank you for that. So thank you very much, Alex. So going back to that, because we had some people saying, well, I'm afraid to go to a merchant. I don't want to. They're always busy. So in general, the time frames that you gave, you want to target them. And once again, if it's a restaurant, it's going to be a certain, their busy hours or certain hours. You don't go in there at lunch. You want to go in there and see what lunch is like, but you don't want to approach the manager or the owner at lunch. Everybody's busy. You want to find those off hours like Larry Holcomb's talking about. And for each different business, there's those kind of off hours that they are not being rushed. And that's when you want to go in. But you definitely want to see what the foot traffic's like. So you're going to want to see them at their peak, lunch or dinner for a restaurant, for a hardware store. Larry could definitely be a lot better telling you what at a sod place or a landscaping place. When's the best time to go to a landscaping place, Larry?
Oh, from 8 to 6. Don't go in April. Don't go in April and May. They're going to be busy in April and May, but. And especially right now, August, September, we're slow. Any garden center, nursery is going to be slow now, January and February. So right now, seriously, any time of the day would be great to go. Bill, let me tell you what Bill told us. Bill used a great analogy yesterday that he says, guys, just go get you an old-fashioned yellow page phone book if you can find one. I had to scour our house to find the one that was sent to us. But he said, look in there for the big bang hitters who's doing advertising. Look for your heat and air guys. Look for the pest control people. Look for the guy that's putting all those windows in. You see him all over the TV. And if he's putting ads in the yellow pages, which is a dying art, go to them first. They have a huge advertising budget. This is nothing to them to give this out.
$1,000 will be nothing to them.
I think in the near future there will be devices probably that the pest control guy can carry in his truck. You could do it now with a terminal. I mean, I've carried terminals and left them on for, they'll at least 8 hours, won't they, Larry?
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. They're inexpensive. You can get an adapter to power your terminal that goes into the cigarette lighter. So if they
you can?
Absolutely. They're very inexpensive.
I did not know that. How do we, will that be available to us later?
Well, basically that we're probably not going to manufacture because there's all kind of ways to get it. I mean, you can find there are some at the dollar store. I don't recommend getting those.
Nothing special because it's just an Android device. So you could go to your Sprint store and get it, right?
You could do that, or you could just simply get a. If you go, we have a like an electronic store here. Radio Shack has them as well. But basically, it plugs in a cigarette lighter and it gives you AC. Those things are like $10, and for that you usually get one or two outlets. You plug your terminal in there, and you're charged.
I keep considering my terminal a golden egg worth $20,000, so I thought it was something special, but it is. It's not. It's just the software in it that's special.
Yeah, but the thing I want to caution you on, though, yes, you can get these power converters at the 99-cent store. I would not recommend that. Just because you want to have a quality 5 volts, quality power supply. You don't want to have something that won't be producing that kind of perfect output power. So I'd recommend going to like Radio Shack or an electronics store and buying it there, or buying it online.
I bought those 99-cent ones to charge my iPhone, and you'll tear your iPhone up. Go ahead and pay the money and get a good one. You're going to expensive. Same thing. It's worth a couple of extra bucks. You know, it's between $5 and $15 at a regular mainline store, and probably about the same online. Just if you go to fries.com, fry.com, they deliver anywhere in the 40, actually all 50 states. So I would go for that because you also have a little bit of a guarantee from the manufacturer that it's going to be good. You don't get those guarantees from anything at like a dollar store. You're not getting that. Well, I called on 7 merchants today, and it's just you just do it enough, you get used to it. One of them was a storage place. One was a print shop, a doggy care, another antique store, and it gets easier after you say it so much. It gets easier to yourself. So anybody is approachable.
Anybody's approachable, and everybody, any place that, especially that's a very good point. We've talked about the Yellow Pages before. Anybody that's putting an ad in the Yellow Pages, anybody puts an ad in the newspaper, they are paying through the nose for that. This $1,000 one-time cost of $1,000 for anybody that's got a quarter-page ad. They're going to laugh at this $1,000. In fact, they're going to say just $1,000. Let me understand. It's not $1,000 a week, $1,000 a day. People that do radio ads are going to say, so it's $1,000 a day. That's what they're going to come back to you at. They're going to go, no, it's a one-time payment of $1,000. So you shouldn't be afraid of the cost of this. The cost of this compared to other forms of advertising is pennies to the dollar. It's even fractions of pennies to the dollar.
Well, the lawyers around here can't talk to us, but I'm almost thinking about going to the lawyers. In our area, they spend huge budgets. The phone book, that's one of the biggest advertisements for them and dentists, and I'm already approaching dentists. They're hard to get to. Yeah. Auto mechanics, I've got one getting ready to sign, I hope soon. But I'm going to start approaching lawyers, but they like this when you talk to them with all the legal stuff. Didn't you say that one day?
Yeah, they love the lawyers when they take a look at what we've got. For instance, lawyers that we've been working with, when they ask buying questions, so they're helping us to become compliant, and then they ask questions like, so if my son were to sign up as a DMR independent rep, he would be able to earn money signing up his slacker friends, and they just have to go around and place terminals in the coffee shops and the hookah joints that they hang out with. Is that correct? And we're like, yes. And they're like, okay. So when you get that from a lawyer that's there trying to help you, whose job it is to tear you apart and say this isn't legal, this isn't compliant, and then you get your compliance together, and they're like, hey, let me ask you this. My slacker son, it's amazing. It's a good feeling too. It's a really good feeling.
Good thing you got a lawyer in the family because you can talk about them. But but the good thing, I have to commend y'all. I mean, our agreement is long. I think Alex had some thoughts on that, but y'all put the needed spaces in there. But if you condensed it, you could put it in 7 pages. But it would be tiny and small. But it's easy to read. There's nothing scary about it. So I'll have to commend the lawyers and you and Jean for making it a pretty simple legal document. I'll have to say that.
Kudos to Jean. Jean Mullen, our co-CEO, is just a fantastic lady, a lot of understanding and breadth of understanding of different businesses. She brought all that to bear on the issues of getting us compliant. And when you're looking at this, we have a document that's good in all 50 states. As we move forward, one of the biggest problems when we're going through this compliance regime that we've been going through is that the governments didn't have a way to pigeonhole us. They didn't have a category for what we're doing. that was the hardest part, is getting them to understand what this was. Gene did a great job of kind of making this something that they could get their heads around, because most bureaucrats, and some of my best friends are bureaucrats. My sister, I love her dearly, but she's a bureaucrat. They like to put things in boxes. Anytime you're outside the box, you could just see their eyes. They're like, "What are you talking about?" And we got a lot of that from them. But now we have compliance.
Anybody that has an office, I mean, especially the ladies that do the filing, they've got to have a category sticking under, and it goes all the way up to the lawyers and the lawmakers. You've got to have a category or a file to put it in. You can't just stick it in other when you're in business like that.
No, but when you look in general at the history of mankind, I hate to get like wax poetic here, but when you look at the growth of any industry or any company that hit it over the fence and went big, it's in that gray area, that area that cannot be categorized. For Apple, for example, yes, they were making computers long before they got to the iPhone, but the iPhone, when it first came out, a lot of the young people don't get this, but we people that have been around the block for a while, what Apple saw was that gray area between a computer and a phone, and they made something in that gray area. There was nobody else there. Nobody had a word for it. They made a word for it, and that word became an icon of our times. And that's where potential is, and that's where we're at. We're in this space that these government entities cannot define. These lawyers have a difficult time defining it. That's how we know we're onto something right, and especially when the governments come back at us and go, okay, we've reanalyzed this. It looks like you guys can help us. You can get a lot of cash flowing here again. You can get tax revenue up, generating. Because once again, not to get too technical here, the online world does not necessarily, in fact, in a lot of regional governments, doesn't pay them anything. So when somebody buys something online and they don't buy it locally, there's tax revenue that they lost. So don't want to get too technical here. The local governments, the state governments are going to love us because we're breaking it. We're making the local merchant do transactions that are local, not online, not that area where they can't see it, but where they can actually see it from people that are paying taxes. They will be singing our praises within months here.
So we're just in a couple of months away from everybody wanting to be on board. I have one antique store in town, 2 or 3 are owned, but one is not. And he said, I looked at that scam stuff, and I went by to see him today, and I said, hey, John, I bought a little thing from an antique thing for home, but I said, I'm not in. He said, I'm not going to do it. I said, well, that's okay. I just want to hand you the list. We added 4 more, 3 restaurants and a clothing store. Oh, okay. I'll take that list. But I said, I just want to drop off the list and show you. And it's like Johnny Marshall, and Johnny's probably on here. He came over to visit with me Wednesday from Athens, Alabama, about an hour away, and we talked FlexKom all day. But he said a gentleman told him, he says, at a restaurant, he said, I'm not getting in that. That's a scam. That's just it'll never last. You'll never make a dime in that. And Johnny got upset, and I can see why. He said, you just insulted me. Did you think that I don't have enough intelligence to get in something and not check it out with being a scam? But I had a lady the other day tell me that this is a pyramid. And I want to go back to her and say, ma'am, if you think it's a pyramid, I want to apologize to you because I screwed up somewhere. Because this is not a pyramid. So if you think it's a pyramid, I apologize to you. I'll have to come back later because I can't figure out what I did wrong right now. But I left that window open, and I'll go back to her hopefully in a few months.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want to try. This is my opinion, of course. Your sales technique will differ from what mine would be. But playing hardball with people, I don't think that that's necessarily the way to go at this point when you're still trying to get a toehold, a foothold, a front line, in a town. There is the takeaway technique, yes. But what I think you and I might both agree on is you plant these seeds. And then you come back and you put some water on them, and put some more water, and put some more water, and now you got you have a store that's in with you. Oh
yes, I never burn bridges because trust me, in 67 years I've crossed 2 or 3 of them 2 or 3 times. But you leave them in the nicest. They say no, leave them in the nicest, politest way because you want them to remember you when they do decide to sign up for FlexKom. So I'll go by and just, if it's a place or a restaurant, I'll go by and get a cup of. Hey, how you doing? They recognize my face and I said, did I tell you about just some little something about FlexKom? And don't even give them time to answer. Just give them a little tidbit and thank you, appreciate the meal, whatever, and go. But no, they'll remember you. I've made a lot of friends that way, just a little bit of time. It takes at least 3 times for people to trust you. That first visit, go by the second one, and I sign most of my customers on the 3rd visit. And I have visited some 10 times, but I got them. But they've got some people it takes them longer to trust you. I guess me being old and gray-headed just makes it easier to trust. But you take advantage of what you got.
It's also that, a month later you're still in the same business and you're still promoting the same thing. So one of the things that some people need to see is that you didn't just come in some shade tree and just do something, offer something, and then you disappeared. You came back later, a month later for coffee, and you're still talking FlexKom.
Johnny taught me some great. Johnny's a mechanical engineer and has had 250 engineers working for him, but he's a great salesman, and I give Johnny kudos because never had saw an engineer could fight his way out of a paper bag. But
hey, we're people too.
No, also not technical. I'm talking about mechanical. Technical people, they're so smart, but those mechanical engineers, I backed out of that one quick, didn't I? But mechanical engineers are they have their mindset. They're different from me, okay? I couldn't build anything. I couldn't draw a stick man with a smile. But but Johnny's so different, but he's taught me so many techniques. He said, when I go in to call on somebody, he said, this is proven. You don't even take a paper with you. You don't take a card. You don't take a pen with you. When they say, well, can I have a card? Or can you write something down? He said, well, can I borrow a pen? And when they give you that pen, they give you something. If they give you a piece of paper to write on, they've given you something. And Johnny will say, well, you have a card? He said, he'll reach around. I'm sorry, I left my card at home. He said, when would be a good time for me to come back and give you a card? Well, right then and there, you see what he did? The guy said, well, 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, he just made an appointment when the man wasn't busy. Yeah. So he just made Johnny's so smart. I mean, I've given a lot of credit.
I like that technique. That's a good one.
I apologize about the mechanical engineer, Larry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm a computer engineer, so it's all right. I'm not like them.
Well, Johnny taught me a lot, and the day I spent with him the other day was an awesome visit. But it's so smart. When I go in, I make it a point. I used to go in with my FlexKom little notebook, had my FlexKom sticker on there, and I was so proud. And I think back to me as a business owner. When I see a salesman get out of the car, I reach down and get my big stick, and I hold it up to the window. What do you want? So I go in with a point, have nothing in my hands, no paperwork. If I have a piece of paper to leave, I fold it up, stick it in my pocket. I don't care if it's sprinkled up anymore. All this is my phone, my loyalty rewards card. If I want to leave them a piece of paper, I do that. I don't even leave them on a FlexKom card. I leave them on my Winwood card and write my website on the back. That's Taylor Cross wrote for me. Now, I'm sorry, because if they go to FlexKom, they're going to see that junk.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Or they'll get overwhelmed. Let's say that they went to FlexKom and clicked around. They could go, oh, it's too complex. Too many moving parts.
Is the merchant site coming up going to be just for merchants, or will it be for potential merchants too? Does that make sense?
Well, there's several different scenarios that are out there. One is that you'll have, just like you have the replicated site, FlexKom.com/your ID number.
Yes.
And that's your replicated site, that you could have FlexKom.com/merchant/your ID number, and then they would see just merchant stuff.
Okay. But will there be something maybe to send a potential merchant to if they want to look up something on the internet, which they all think they have to do?
Well, the thing there is that what you're doing with our Power to Change, for example, and Facebook, by befriending us and liking things and commenting on those things, you're helping raise us up. Right now, like, for example, I'm looking at our website. It's got like 7,200 hits, videos watched on our YouTube channel. Once we get to about 10 times that to about 100 times that, then when you put in FlexKom, the first 5 things you're going to see are our first 5 videos, our five most popular videos. So that's how you do search engine optimization. You have everybody that's in your organization go and click and watch videos beginning to end, and also then comment about those videos on YouTube. For example, if you're watching one of the videos now, at the top of the browser, you'll say www.youtube.com/a whole bunch of spaghetti there. If you copy that whole thing and then paste it in over on your Facebook page, they call it different things. People call it cross-pollination. You're basically putting up information from one social site on another social site, then the search engines like Google and Yahoo count that twice as much as they count just liking something on one site. So when you take that YouTube address, you copy that whole thing, and then you paste it. Physically take the time to paste it into your the thing on Facebook. I think it says "What's on your mind," whatever it says there. Hold on. It says, yeah, "What's on your mind." If you paste that where it says "What's on your mind," then all the search engines right now currently they have different protocols that they use to figure out what's the most what answers should they give you when you put in FlexKom. But if you take a video from our Power to Change channel and take the time to copy that address and drop it into Facebook and then push post, then that's going to count. Post public, right? Post public. Then that shows up in the search engine searches, and it shows up twice as important to 10 times as important, depending on which search engine you're talking about, than you, say, clicking on a video at just one place. When you do that, you're using something from one social media on another. That counts up to 10 times of a click. So little things like that, and you just keep posting these things up in a video that you liked, like that Blue Earth video on our YouTube channel. If you go and take that first video you see and you post that on your Facebook and you post it public, you're getting effectively like 10 clicks for us.
Larry?
Yes, Alex.
When I register merchant in back office very first time, I should give percent of discount. Is it total percent or just for customer? I mean, for example, total 10%, customer getting 5%. What number should I input in the appropriate field? You know what I'm talking about,
yes,
sure.
It's the total. So you're putting
total altogether. Got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Alex. So what Alex is talking about there on the video that shows you how to complete the merchant account, when you're putting out the percentage of discount that the merchant's giving automatically when they enter a number in the terminal, you're putting in the total that's being given. Okay? So thank you for that again, Alex. Good question, as always. Go ahead.
Where's the short 3-minute video? I can't find it on Power to Change. I apologize.
Okay, so basically you want to go right back out to the front. So just type into the search window Power to Change.
Yeah, I've got my Power to Change. I've got all the videos loaded. I was just looking through them.
Well, no, that's the thing. You're already past where I'm talking about.
Okay.
No, you know what? You subscribed, didn't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so since you subscribed, it's different. So I'm going to go to Power to Change. So for you brand new people that are listening to this video, a week after we do it, if you are not a subscriber to the Power to Change channel, then when you type in Power to Change in the search engine and you click on that and you find our Power to Change, which is the one that has the POS 4S terminal, you'll see a little picture of it. When you click on that, and if you're not subscribed, then the first thing you see is the Blue Earth video. And that's because you're not subscribed. If you do subscribe, then it takes you right into the video list, right? So if you want to see the Blue Earth video and you are a subscriber, then you click on Videos, and then unfortunately you're going to have to go all the way back to the first video because it's the first video we put up like a year ago.
Okay, so just keep going down and hit load more. There it is at the bottom. Okay, 9 months ago. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's a lot of videos. Yeah,
that's a good one that we can put on Facebook then. Okay.
Absolutely, that's a great one to put on Facebook because people are going to click on it, and we got 3,441 views of that, and that's the kind of video that people will share in a semi or a completely viral fashion because it's quick, cuts to the chase, has good music, good energy, and cuts to the chase of what we do. So that's a great one to put. If you're just going to put one, that would be it. But putting up a different one every couple of days is going to help raise us up in brand management, which in brand management is where you're raising the positive attitude towards your brand so that when somebody sees FlexKom, they smile, they think positive things. That's brand management. Search engine optimization is where you're making it to when you use any one of the search engines around the web, be it Google or Yahoo or Ask.com or any of those things. If you typed in FlexKom, you want it to come up with our YouTube channels. In fact, the best thing would be if it was first this FlexKom intro video, And then second, it was a couple of videos about how you do something like, activate a terminal, something like that, which would show people these positive aspects. So basically, the more you click on these videos and watch them beginning to end, or play the playlist and have it just play while you're doing other things, the better it is for you, because FlexKom will rise up in all search engines.
Can I also make comments? Didn't you say that would help? A comment on the video.
Definitely help, and those cross-pollinating comments where on our Twitter you make a comment, or if you favorite one of our videos on Twitter, you create a Twitter account and then you make one of our videos links there, your favorite tweet, then that will raise us up. All those sorts of things where you're saying, I have a Facebook account and I'm posting up this video from Power to Change, that's going to help us. And if you go on Twitter and say, take a look at my Facebook account, that sort of cross-connection, that counts like times 10 in some search engines.
Oh, great. Okay.
Larry?
Yes, Alex.
One more practical, you know everything. Pictures. when I again register through back office, right? Pictures
yes.
from for merchant.
Yes.
Yeah. And how many and size of it? What is the reasonable size? If you know, amount it's 10, 12 or 10 restriction amount of pictures.
Larry would be very good at this too, Larry Holcomb. But it's my personal opinion that you want to keep it below 5 or below. The very first picture, I think we all can agree, the very first picture should be what the location looks like from the outside, from the street.
Right.
I think we all right, Larry?
Right, and I tell them the second one should be a special. If they have a whiteboard, if it's a restaurant, write your special down, or put the menu up if you can get it to load properly. And I have put 10. I think it does load faster if you have 5 or 6, and have them change them out more often. You'd be better off with 5 and change them out on at least a weekly basis. You let people looking at them more. But if your second one is a special for a restaurant, they'll look at it every day.
That's right. So you want to drive that behavior. Once again, if you're rewarding that person every time they take a look back at your app, or they take a look at whatever you're putting up there, and they see a difference, and they're going to come. That will teach them to come back every day or so, and that you're just driving behavior that way. Now, one of the other points, and I'm glad you brought this up, Alex. When you're putting in the address, we have a tool now that is helping you. As you're putting in the address, you want to make sure that the map is showing the exact right location. So
yes, I saw it.
Address, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
The tool helps you
on
out a
Google
lot.
Map or somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But
Where
also in our tool, you'll see it appear as well.
The hours aren't showing on the map. I'm sure that'll be an update. So I suggest everybody put your hours in the hour section. Also put it at the top of the description, because that will show up on the app right now. Okay, can we get an update?
One of the problems with the hours not showing, we talked about the solution that I put forward to the engineering group on this, is that it should have drop downs, and you select your hours and your what time frame you're in, right? What the Eastern or Pacific or whatever. And the reason why it's not showing is because it doesn't know how to read it, and people are putting in different data. So there needs to be a standardized way to do it. I think drop downs are the way, where you say 10, you select 10 and then AM and then Eastern. That solves the problem. Right now, it doesn't know how to read it, so Larry's absolutely right. Put it in there in the description part.
My description. Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead, Alex.
Larry, I one time already asked this question regarding push notification. Your answer was that California, New York, legally not accepting yet. My question: is it work practically in states where it's accepted and legally allowed, or not yet?
You're legally allowed to sign up merchants and partners in every state in the union. California, New York. Yep.
I'm talking about push notifications messages.
Push notification. Push notification, we're still waiting for some clarification there, especially in, I hate to call out a state, but California.
Yeah, but for other states, it's work or not?
No, basically,
it should be.
No. Right now, what we have to do for compliance is whoever is the most stringent state, that's what we write our compliance rules to. So once California goes one way or another with this, once again, this is government moving at government speed. Once this little particular part of California comes to a conclusion on this, hopefully it'll come down our way where we could do push notifications. If they do it to where we don't, then we have to come up with a solution. Where they don't allow it in their area, then we have to come up with a different solution. It should be pretty soon, though.
Larry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, Holcomb, Mr. Holcomb.
Yes, David, Southern California.
David.
Good evening, everyone.
Can
you hear me?
Yes, gotcha.
Yes, in follow-up to the question I asked yesterday at the onset of the call, Larry, I knew I was taking up the time for meeting announcements, what have you, right at the onset. But would you clarify again for me and those that are on the call about this KISS application that is displayed immediately upon launching the app, and whether we should see that or not see that?
Right now, what that is that that's a program that's going on in Europe, and that is where basically, if you haven't seen it, this is where it'll show you like 5 empty hearts, and then there'll be this timer that's counting down. Basically, it's like a month-to-month counter, and it's saying that if you can kiss 5 people before this clock hits 0, then you'll get a couple extra flex pennies. The problem with that here in America is that we need to, once again, every time they roll something out in Europe, it has to be vetted here before we can say that it can work here. So it's best to just kiss like crazy. There's no reason to not kiss. So you want to kiss, but if the only reason why you're kissing is to try and get these 5 kisses so that you get a couple extra flex pennies from this one particular e-kiss program, that's not the way you should be thinking about it. The way you, as a partner, as a DMR, should be thinking about this is the more people I kiss when I walk into that store, and hopefully all of you are walking into stores now. You have terminals, and if you don't have terminals, the merchant can buy a terminal from their back office. There's no reason for you not to go out and market to these folks now. You want to be able to walk in there and say, oh, I've personally kissed 100 people. You don't want to walk in there and say, oh, I only kissed 2 people because I'm waiting to see if this e-kiss thing is working. You want to kiss 100 people. Whether you get a couple extra flex pennies from this e-kiss or not is not that relevant. It's more relevant that you kissed 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, and when you walk into that store and say, I have 1,000 people that I kissed, that first merchant that you sign up, that first merchant that's going to buy a terminal from you is going to be impressed. That's going to be the thing that makes them, all their doubts go away. You have 1,000 customers. I want 1,000 customers. Where do I sign? So
and I could understand that perfectly. I was concerned as to why, and again, you give me a very good explanation for the time allotted, why I saw it on my tablet and it was not displayed on either one of our smartphones.
This is, once again, a thing from Europe, just like today on the webinar, and that's why you don't see the webinar on our YouTube channel. They're talking about the 5M terminal. If I put that video up there, I'd have about 100, maybe 500 calls from people saying, well, I'm not going to sell anything until I can get that 5M terminal. So the e-kiss, that's why you don't see anything up on our YouTube channel about the e-kiss. It's not vetted here. The 5M is not vetted here. So you don't see anything about them because it's POS 4S. That's what you can get here. And once we're vetted on this e-kiss, then it'll be something that we'll promote here. But until we are, there's no reason to promote it. But that doesn't mean you should wait and not kiss. We had somebody saying, well, I'm not going to kiss anybody until it's vetted. Well, fine. That's up to you. If, once again, like the 2,500 terminals that we have out there, people, for whatever reason, are sitting on them waiting for something, whereas somebody like Larry Holcomb is out there placing his terminals as quickly as he can get them, and then getting people where he doesn't have terminals to buy them in their own back office, he's going to be taking your bacon. If you're waiting for something to happen, then you're waiting to fail. If you're out there making something happen, then you will win.
That's not the case on this end, and I copy the explanation.
No, I'm not talking specifically to you, David. I'm just saying I'm talking to the people who send these emails in all the time. We got some already today saying, well, I'm not going to do anything till the 5M terminal comes out.
Copy.
That's just crazy. Why would you wait for the 10S? At one of these events that we were at, Peter Gunevalt was kind of making a joke. He said, we have the 4S terminal, we're going to have the 5S, and then the 6S, and the 7S, and the 10S, and somebody actually wrote in and saying, so when is that 10S terminal coming out? I sent that off to Peter, and he couldn't believe that Americans think like that. I'm not going to do anything until the 10S terminal comes out. It was an example. He was kidding.
Well, as he was waiting, that individual, male or female, probably just flushed down a six-figure monthly income.
That's what I said. I'm going to be making about $50,000 a month while they're waiting on another terminal.
I know. The 10S terminal, even at this rate, is still years away. Why would you even say that? That doesn't make any sense. And the way this works also is that you're going to the people that are not waiting, that are placing the 4S terminals, they're going to be placing these 4S terminals. And then whatever, after we re-up and we put the 5S terminal, whatever, by the time we get to 10S terminals, we could be at a point of pretty much saturation, especially in their little town. They could already be done. So you're waiting for some 10S terminal months and months, if not years away, and I'm not going to do anything until that 10S terminal, because I forget the joke that Peter said, but he was kidding about what the 10S terminal will be able to do, and somebody wrote it down and then decided to write in and say, okay, I'm waiting for that. No, don't wait. This is not the time.
If you got to have some gold paint, go to Walmart and paint the darn thing gold. It don't work the same.
Yeah, David, I wasn't attacking you, and with this kissing thing, it will or will not happen. The system will know who you kissed, whatever. Just make sure that every kiss that you do, make sure that they complete it. Make sure they're putting in a real email address. Make sure they're giving you a real mobile number and putting in their first and their last name, that they complete the whole form so that they are real viable customers, and you're walking around with that 5, 10, 100 customers that you've kissed, and you have their email addresses.
Copy. Didn't take it personal.
Oh, thank you very much, David. Because what you want are real customers. We had some things that you're going to have a clarification coming out about some things that happened in January, February, March, where people were not putting in real data. You got to put in real data. The system is asking you for a mobile number. So when you're looking for a mobile number and it asks for a mobile number, you got to put a real mobile number in there. If you put a static, I keep forgetting what they call it, a landline number in where it's asking for a mobile number, that's going to cause a problem with our system. It's going to cause a loop in a server because it's looking for a mobile. It's trying to text to a mobile number, and for most landline numbers, I only know of a couple of different ways to make a landline number actually take a text SMS message. Most people, I'd say 99.99% of all people in America, only 0.001 people in America know how to make their regular phone take a text SMS message through a landline. The average person doesn't, so you don't want to put in a landline number where it asks for a mobile number. Our SMS servers will get locked up trying to send to a landline number because it doesn't accept it. So we had a lot of that in January, February, and March, where just bad data and garbage in, garbage out. You get bad data, and now you're trying to market to a merchant, and that's not a real customer with a real mobile number that he can really do a push notification. We're just talking about push notifications. If we try to do a push notification to a landline phone, that will lock up the push server. Okay, so real numbers, when it asks for a mobile number, please, a real mobile number. If they don't happen to have one, then just put that in the static landline number field. Do not put a static landline number into a mobile field. When we get to push notification, you'll lock up the server. Sorry to hear
Good information to know. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. All right, so we're going to wrap this up because we are at the hour, and this is going to be part of the tutorial, so that's that Power to Change, because that shall wrap out everything. I'm going to reshoot the video for the exact steps to add information into the merchant account. I think I already took it down because the website's changed already, so the tool has changed since I shot the last video, naturally. So I'm going to have to reshoot that one. You'll see that one up by Monday. Otherwise, we've got everything for a brand-new partner or a partner who's re-engaging or somebody who maybe took certification 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and we didn't actually have the actual documents. Now you have everything. You have all the information there. You'll have the video that shows you how to put the pictures into the tool as it is now. in the merchant back office. You'll have that by Monday. And so there's no excuses there. Next week, we're going to be doing a similar thing where we're going to walk through a brand new DMR independent agent comes in on Monday, and we're going to walk through the scenarios for them to sign up other partners and go out and be fruitful so that people won't have to worry about, I don't know who my upline is anymore. You'll have these videos. They'll walk you through it. You'll have people on this call. You'll have regional coordinators, state managers to help you out. And, if you feel orphaned, you won't feel orphaned after Friday of next week because we'll have videos that show you everything. And
Larry, if this wasn't continually evolving, this would be dormant and it would be very boring.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Amen.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. We will talk to you guys on Monday. I want to say again, on September 1st, that is a holiday, Labor Day, so we will not have a conference call then, but all next week we'll have a conference call at 6 p.m. Pacific. Be looking for the radio blog. The radio blog talk is at Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's where Country Manager Bill resides, and his team of great partners are there for you. The phone number for that is 646-716-8438. That's 646-716-8438. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific, making it 10 a.m. Eastern. And then Volker's schedule is variable. And also sometimes the subjects that he talks about we are not going to put up on our YouTube channel, but you'll receive emails regarding his webinars. He only has a few more left. Next week is the last week in August, and that's pretty much as long as he had promised to do these, so he'll do them as best he can. He's over there in Europe speaking and acting for the United States of America as our co-CEO, but he also has other duties working directly with our founder and president, Mr. Changus Ellis. So he's a very busy man, and we value every single webinar he does. If the webinar that he does, the remaining webinars are pertinent to the United States opportunity, then we will definitely post those up in our YouTube channel. Otherwise, we won't. So be looking for those next week, but I don't have a firm schedule on that. He did say today that he will be doing it on Monday, so be looking for it Monday at noon Eastern, making it 9 a.m. Pacific, and you'll get an email about that over the weekend. And then we have this call at 6 p.m. Pacific every weekday. That makes it 9 p.m. Eastern. My name is Larry Skinner. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for FlexKom America, Incorporated in Henderson, Nevada. I don't think I gave the disclaimer, so I'm going to do it again. Anything that's said on this conference call can be repurposed as FlexKom sees fit, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Good weekend to all.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.